Hello again and welcome back, and this is part 2, if you like, of the video I put up yesterday. First of all, I want to thank everybody for the comments because a lot of those were really helpful. One of the major things which I didn't realise was that on my programming track I was using a power clip, a Hornby power clip up here, which was for DC. Now, in all the years I've been using this program track, I hadn't realised that there were actually two power clips, one for DC and one for DCC. I just thought the power clip was a power clip, end of. I didn't realise that there was two actual different versions. However, I don't know how I've got away with it, to be honest with you, because I say I've been using that ever since I made this programming track. Many years ago. But however, I've taken that on board and I've now got rid of the power clip, and as you can see, I've soldered wires from the track to a chock block just here, and then obviously all the other wires feed directly into either the alpha panel here or the controller. So that's that. The other thing is that if you notice, I've now dropped the voltage down from 18 down to 14. I have checked this morning, and on Google there's many references to the power for, or voltage for, DCC layouts, and it recommends, pretty much all of them recommend 14 volts plus or minus 3 volts. So I've set it up on the Z21 controller to be at 14. So as you can see, it's 13.6 ish. So that's pretty good. I'm happy with that. I've got a blue light now showing up here on the panel, which indicates that it is DCC. So as far as I can make out, I'm now set up correctly for testing the Accurascale Deltic. So many thanks for all those hints and tips people suggested. That really was an eye-opener, because I had absolutely no idea about that power clip from Hornby being DC only and not DC and DC. And along with the voltage as well. So all in all, that was a worthwhile video to put up just for that alone, let alone all the other comments I've got. Now, back to the Deltic. This morning what I've done is, now I've got this new setup, I've run the Deltic with the new setup, and I've also run, if I get it in front you can't see it, I've also run the Defiant, which is a 21 pin DCC decoder, but no sound on it, but that's okay. I don't need the sound, I just want the decoder. So I know that this, and I will show you this running shortly, I know that this one runs fine, hardly any amps drawn on it, up to about 2, I think, 2 amps, 0.2 amps, but I'm still getting quite a high showing on the Deltic, and it fluctuates all the time. Now, that doesn't mean to say that it's the decoder. I'm still erring on the fact that it could be two problems, or one of two problems, shall I say. Either the decoder, or there is something wrong as regards a high spot somewhere, either on the motor or within the bogies. Now, the reason I say that is because it judders at very low speed, and that kind of signifies to me, at the moment anyway, that there is a high spot somewhere, either in the motor or in the one of the sets of the bogies, maybe both, I don't know, but probably just one set. So it could be that, and it's not until I strip it down, and I'm going to do that anyway, it's not until I strip it down and check the motor and also check the bogies for high spots. So that's really the plan for today. So what I will do, I will show you now before I start stripping the Deltic down, and I hear a lot of people sucking in through their teeth, oh, just send it back, just send it back. Well, yeah, I could do, but I enjoy doing this. I enjoy the fault finding. It would be very easy just to pack it up, ship it back to Accurascale and go sort it out. And I still may have to do that, I don't know. But what I want to do initially is to look at it myself, because I enjoy it. And as it's my locomotive, I'm allowed, if you like, to do that. So I don't want anybody screaming and shouting at me saying, oh, you should just send it back and be done with it. I don't care. I want to try it myself. So let's see what this Deltic shows on the alpha panel. It's still running slow, but that is because I think there is a load because of the high spot, but it could be the decoder. But it'll be interesting because I'm going to be swapping the decoder out of this, putting it into the Deltic before I strip it down, just to see what happens. Right, let's put it up to full speed. I'm only going to run it for a short while. Now look, it's on 6.6, it went up to 0.7 then. Again. So it's fluctuating considerably. And there is no way that is full speed. No way. I'm not going to do any DC testing on it now, there's no point. I think I've gone through that stage. Okay, so let's stop that. I think you've seen enough that it's 0.72 there. And again, so let's slow that down and take it off the rolling road, and we'll put the Defiant on and see how that handles. So let's move that. Take one of those off, one of those off. Just excuse my hands a minute while I set this up. Right, I think she's on. So let's go to Defiant and we'll see what this produces. So we've got 0 amps showing. That's now running at 50%. And that's going between, it's settling down a bit now, it's about 0.2 on average, isn't it? 0.2 amp. But it's fluctuating, but nowhere near what the Deltic was. So let's take it up to full speed. So now it's showing about 0.26 on average. It's gone up to 30 now, or 0.3, now dropped. So in between, I would say 0.2 and 0.3, and it only nudges 0.3 now and again. And that's not too bad, I would say. So I know that decoder, disregarding any other things which might be wrong with the Defiant, which there isn't, it runs perfectly fine on the layout. I would say that decoder is behaving normally, and so when I put that in the Deltic, in theory, if it is the decoder wrong in the Deltic, I should be seeing this kind of flicker from the Deltic. I don't think I will, but we'll give it a go and see what happens. Okay, so I will do that now, and excuse me, I just burped. I will do that now, and then I'll come back and let you see the results. Okay, so see you in a minute. Bye. Hello and welcome back. Okay, so I've now swapped over the decoders from the Defiant to the Deltic, so let's see what happens. Now I've noticed as soon as I put it on the track, it's showing 0.01 of an amp without anything on. Whether that's significant or not, I don't know, but when the Defiant was on the track, that was showing 0. But I say I don't know. I'm not skilled enough to know whether that means anything or not. Right, so this is going to be interesting, isn't it? Let's see what happens. So this is the decoder from Defiant, which you saw was running perfectly fine. Hold my breath, see what happens. Oh, it doesn't look good, does it? Straight away. You can hear that engine cutting in and out. That motor, can you hear it? So that is kind of telling me that issue is nothing to do with the decoder. Because that decoder runs absolutely fine in Defiant. I'm getting the same results, fluctuating, going up to 0.7 amp, went up to 80 even. Just slow it down a bit. That was only at 50%. It's now 25% of running speed. Listen to it. Rubbish. That motor is all over the place. So my next job, sounds awful, my next job, I'm going to strip it and I'm going to check out the motor, just the motor by itself. So I'm going to take the motor out, unsolder it, and see what happens when I put power to it. But you can hear that motor struggling. Okay, I think that's enough for now. I'm not going to run it any longer and damage it any further. The decoder, that is. Okay, I will come back once I've stripped it. Speak to you later. Bye. Hello again. Right, okay, well that surprisingly took little time to get to this stage with the motor out, probably about a quarter of an hour. Yeah, I've just checked it out by running it, and quite surprising really. Let's have a look. So put it at 50%. So this is obviously with no load whatsoever. It's just the motor. .04 amps. Full speed. Showing, it's varying, isn't it? 0.1 to 0.25. This is with the standard decoder in, which it came with. Now, if I was to put my finger on here, very lightly, let's see what happens. I'm just touching that, I'm not putting that much pressure on it. That's probably the equivalent of the transmission if it was connected. But also, if I slow this right down, that was at full power. If I slow this right down to nothing, now let's see what happens if I just start it up. It's probably on about 3 speed steps. And you can see from the white marks on the flywheels, that is not rotating freely. And that is the effect I get when I say it judders on the track at low speed. I'll increase it a tad more. And it's still doing that. Now, just now when I was holding this motor, it was actually vibrating. So I still think that this is a motor issue. Now it's whether let's just pop that on there. It's whether I go to the extreme of taking these bogies off, which looks like a bit of a palaver, and I don't particularly fancy doing that. I'm going to send this video to Accurascale tomorrow and let them decide what the best plan of attack is. To be honest now, I think I would like to send this back and get a replacement, because I don't think with any amount of fiddle and farting around I'm going to be doing that I'm going to be able to cure it properly. I think it's just down to the motor. I really do. Especially when I put my finger on it and give it a little bit of work to do, I get it jumping considerably over here on the amperage. Yeah. Okay, well, I hope that's been of help to you. I'm not going to strip it any further. I'm going to put it back, put the motor back, put it all back. And then I think, unfortunately, I'm going to have to send it back to Accurascale. Oh, excuse me, back to Accurascale, which I didn't really want to do, but I don't think I've got any option now. Okay. Oh, one other thing. The speaker. For those of you taking theirs apart to fit a speaker, you will find that there were two screws at this end, a bracket at the, well, and a bracket at this end, but no screws. And that seems to be a very, very common thing, that there are no screws fitted to this part of the bracket by the decoder. So I thought, okay, well, I will take one screw out of here and pop it in there. One screw in a bracket is better than none. But the strange thing is that the two screws this end, which hold it down, fall straight through the screw holes in this end. It's as if the holes in this, well, it's not as if, it is. The holes in this part of the PCB to hold the bracket down are too big. So I've just resulted in putting some black tack down so that the speaker doesn't vibrate. So hopefully they will rectify that on the next issue of their Deltics next year. Okay, people, thank you all once again for all your input on this. It's been an eye-opener, really, especially this Hornby power thing. I had no idea that there were two versions. But anyway, that's out of the way now. And I've put buffers on as well, so that people won't moan at me that I haven't got anything to stop the engines running off the track. So all in all, a good set of couple of videos. Didn't really want to do this, but I think it was a case of having to. Okay, I will let you know the outcome, and I'll speak to you again in the next video. So bye for now, and once again, thanks for all your help. Okay, bye. Hi again, everyone, and just as an end piece to the video, this is more for Accurascale really. I just thought I'd show the Deltic running after I put it back. It runs exactly as it was before, no difference at all. Running very slowly now. Okay, bye for now.